Did absolutely. I did all of those things, and we hope that you guys do the same as well. Again, thanks for being with us on this Tuesday.
Tuesday morning. I was actually going to say happy Wednesday, but we're not there yet.
I was going to be like,
there.
wait, did I mess that up again? Because I've been known to be off on days
All of
completely.
us.
Yeah.
Lately.
I was
right?
like, wait a minute, is it Wednesday? It's not Wednesday.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Well, we have a lot to get to today. One of the questions, I mean, we're all suffering. Could we get some much needed relief at the pump?
That's
well,
right.
The Biden administration is looking over options to help drivers, and we'll talk more about that in just a bit.
All right, yeah, as we get set for 4th of July, maybe people making some plans. And a gas pricing mistake cost a man a lot.
Yeah.
How about his job?
I mean, that, and this is a reminder to pay attention in school, kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Decimals matter.
Yeah.
They make a huge difference in this case.
There's a lot going on with this story. I found, because there's a viral element to this, and then there's, it's just the whole thing of, it's just the whole thing to kind of unpack there, but we'll share that information just a bit.
Yeah, and then Sarah Spivey will be joining us in just a bit. She's standing by, ready for talk about the weather, but let's get started, and that's with the latest in Uvalde.
That's right. So, of course, some latest developments there this morning out of Uvalde. And again, if you're listening to us, be sure to head to KSAT.com, because we now have a snapshot of that surveillance footage that shows officers waiting in the halls of Robb Elementary School before going into the classroom. And yesterday, Alicia, we talked about there were reports over the weekend of people that had seen some of this surveillance footage, and now we have an image of it.
I want to reiterate, this is why journalism matters so much. There's one side of things where people are like, just let it be, let these families rest, but then there's the other reality where these questions need to be asked and we need to have these answers. So we have a lot of new information, and it's coming in piece by piece to different news outlets. So today the Texas Tribune published dialogue from that footage where officers were repeatedly told, quote, if there are kids in the classroom, you need to go in now, end quote.
Right, and officers are heard saying they aren't sure if there are kids inside and that they'll wait for the person in charge to decide when to go in. Of course, we later learned that that would not happen for another 77 minutes, and many people believe that person in charge would have been Uvalde District Police Chief Pete Arredondo.
Today, officials enter their 5th day of testimony in Uvalde, where many parents are calling for Arredondo and other officers to be held accountable.
We're here because we have to speak for our children, because they can't speak for themselves anymore. He opened up this meeting saying, oh, you have all the necessary tools to educate these people, these children, where they need to be. But do you have the necessary equipment to make sure that they reach that point of their life? Because my daughter will never reach that point of her life.
Yeah, very heartbreaking testimony there. So we saw parents call for a change publicly. Just this weekend, some people held signs during a rally in Uvalde calling for Arredondo to be fired.
Yeah, one of those family members saying that he's going to keep doing this until there are some answers. And we know Arredondo, although secretly sworn into Uvalde City Council days after the shooting, hasn't been to any council meetings. He also hasn't been part of the DOJ hearings over the past week, but we do know that may change, and we might, really the public will not hear from him, but officials may have a chance to hear from him today.
Right, we're told that he's expected to speak today at that special hearing in front of the Texas Senate in Austin. So this is another element to this. Texas Department of Public Safety Director Steve McCraw also just testified moments ago.
This is the first time we've heard from him since he first gave that timeline of the events, where really a lot of jaws just dropped, and said Arredondo made the wrong call in treating this as a barricaded suspect situation, and he's keeping that same tone.
That's right. McCraw told the Senate committee today that Arredondo put the lives of officers before these children's and called the police response a, quote, abject failure, end quote.
Yeah, that hearing is going on now. It's also streaming on KSAT.com. And then I just want to clear up there, Chief Arredondo, we received word from a contact that he will be speaking in Uvalde. So those are the hearings with the Texas House Committee. Those started last Thursday. We were live from Uvalde outside of the city offices, and today he's expected to be there and to give testimony. And again, this is done in private, and usually at the end of the day when they conclude is when that committee usually gives a little bit more insight. We'll have to wait until 4, maybe 5 p.m. to get more word on that.
There's a lot to unpack here because we have these separate hearings that are taking place, obviously in state capitol and then Uvalde as well, hearing from these different figures that are part of this investigation. And I find myself just infuriated after learning of some of this latest news, seeing some of the surveillance photos, and also just the lack of accountability here. It's honestly just very sad to me. I don't know what other way to describe it at this point.
And unfortunately, it seems like every day we're going to be learning more. But again, goes back to why journalism is so important. These questions need to be asked and people need to be held accountable. So you can count on us and, of course, other journalists around the state really to get these questions answered.
Right. More than 1,000 McDonald's, Alicia, switching gears a little bit, McDonald's restaurants in Texas are coming together to raise money and help the Uvalde community this week.
So these McDonald's locations will hold a fundraiser from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Thursday, and 10% of the proceeds will be donated to the Uvalde community, specifically to two organizations. Those are the Robb School Memorial Fund as well as the Ronald McDonald House Charities here in San Antonio.
People who want to contribute to the fundraiser can do so by simply stopping by. Obviously, you could dine in, pick up, or order delivery from a participating location. And this fundraiser, of course, one of many by local businesses wanting to support the grieving community.
And we've seen benefit concerts, the Missions game held a jersey auction recently, and t-shirt companies selling shirts with proceeds going to those affected by that tragedy. So this is just another way that you can help. They're making it easy. I mean, you can do drive-through, you can do their curbside pickup using their app. So another way to support these families.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen over the weekend they started their Little League, and I know that some of the surrounding communities also were pitching in and helping out some of the Little League teams that these victims played on. So there's just a lot of love out there and a lot of support during this very difficult time. It's already been, what, more than 3-4 weeks now since
I
that
believe
happened?
today hits a month.
Yeah.
Are we, Alyssa? The 21st?
Yeah, it's almost getting to a month.
But, well, we're counting it by Tuesdays. That's what I was doing. So it's hard to believe.
Yeah, it is.
But and you know, the good part about, not good part, what it lifts you up knowing that almost a month later, people have not forgotten. People are still talking, and the support is coming in. You know,
right.
They still have that support, so let's keep that going.
Absolutely. So something else that's top of mind of many of us right now, especially as we hit the roads, maybe thinking about doing some 4th of July travel.
Or maybe thinking about staying home.
At this point, maybe, yeah. We're going to be talking about gas prices, but hopefully there could be some little bit of relief at the pump. So this is what is going on here.
Little bit of relief, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Man, President Joe Biden said Monday he will decide by the end of the week whether he would support a federal gas tax holiday, and that, if it were to happen, it could possibly save drivers as much as 18.4 cents a gallon.
18.4 cents. We will take that. Woo! No. The administration is looking for ways to help drivers dealing with skyrocketing prices at the pump, which began to climb last year and surged after, of course, that Russia invaded Ukraine in February. So the Biden administration has already released oil from the U.S. Strategic Reserve and increased ethanol blending for the summer months.
AAA reports that gas prices nationwide are averaging just under $5 a gallon. In Texas, the average this morning is $4.64 a gallon, and 3 cents less in San Antonio.
But some West Texas counties are just under $5 at this point.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so I was looking up the AAA map earlier, and I think they're like at $4.94 out there. So if you're planning to go out to West Texas, why?
Now you really do. I remember growing up, we would drive past the gas station. My dad, borderline working on our last nerve, talking about gas, and this is 5 cents cheaper, 10 cents cheaper. Man, Dad, I'm so sorry for all the times we rolled our eyes. I get it now. I have become you.
I've even well, there you go. That's like that commercial, right, where you're like, you become your parents.
Yeah.
That insurance commercial. But it really does. I mean, you tend to notice these things now, especially if it's like 8 cents less. Oh my God, I'm gonna drive across the street, risk my life for this.
This past weekend,
a little bit of gas.
Went to Dallas for Father's Day to visit my dad, and gas $150 total.
Oof. Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, and you don't have a gas guzzler, so
I have
that hurts.
Little car, yeah. So you can imagine why this man was fired. 69 cents cost a man his job, sort of. This is why decimal points are so important, kids. A now former store manager at a Shell gas station misplaced a decimal point and was only charging customers 69 cents a gallon for gas. I mean, that sounds like a field day.
That is
for
amazing for the
customers.
people that actually took advantage of this here. Unfortunately for this individual, he's out of a job. But this happened in Rancho Cordova. So this is a city in Sacramento County, California. Customers were, of course, super excited, super excited, had to be, for the deal, as the average for regular gas last week there was $6.44. Premium was at $6.79. And one man even brought over 100 gallons, saying he couldn't believe his eyes, and neither could the company. Well, because they fired that man.
Yeah, they couldn't believe that they weren't the ones cashing in, right? So hundreds of drivers got in line waiting for their turn to fill up, costing the company a lot of money. We're talking $20,000 to be exact. But in an effort to repay the company and out of fear of being sued, this ex-employee and his family started a GoFundMe.
Okay, this is where I think this story takes just another interesting turn. So in a matter of just a day, this GoFundMe account raised more than $24,000, but the company saying that thanks, basically like thanks but no thanks. They're not taking the money. And so now GoFundMe saying like, well, this employee, he's out of a job, he's not going to be able to keep this money either because
that's not the
it's
purpose
not the
it was
purpose
raised
for the account.
Yeah, the purpose was again for, possibly legal fees if he was going to be sued, repaying the company, and they're like, no, keep your money, but we're not giving you your job
You're still
back.
out of job.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So he would have to, I think above 24,000 is where he would have to, he needs to make a clear update first of what's going to happen. And two, he would have to refund those who have donated.
Yeah,
so,
everybody that's helping him out. And I think the error was they had asked him to raise one of the prices to $6.99.
Yeah,
and
which
that's
is
why
why
he missed
we
the
included
percentage.
the
or
decimal
point.
Otro.
Yeah.
The percentage. No, the decimal point. That's the lesson today.
69 is a lot little and $6.99 is a lot.
The averages, because this was for the premium. Anyways, I mean, what would y'all do if y'all saw 69 cents? I mean, we know it's an error.
Absolutely, I would go fill up. Maybe after it filled up, I would be like, hey, just to let you know, that says 69.
Spotted him.
Well, that's what he did. He got really excited, and then, or excuse me, one of the first drivers, customers, he posted on social media.
And that's what led
He's like,
to
I
this.
have a lot of followers, might as well let them know. And boy, did they.
They did. Hey, guys,
listened.
I got some breaking news for you.
Uh-oh, here we
Is
go.
it that we're not going to hit the triple digit?
The breaking news is that summer started today.
Oh.
It's been feeling like summer for quite some time. Yeah, we had the summer solstice earlier this morning, and so what that means is that today is the day with the largest amount of daylight for us. So today, 14 hours and 2 minutes of daylight. Every day after today until the winter solstice, we're going to see that amount of daylight actually go down. So by the winter solstice on December 21st, we have 10 hours and 15 minutes of daylight. So today, lots of daylight. By December 21st, we're going to have a lot less daylight with that winter solstice. So just some weather facts for you. Otherwise, today we're going to warm up quickly, and we're going to see a few puffy cumulus clouds into the afternoon. By about 3 p.m., we'll introduce a 10% chance for a stray shower, not a good chance for rain at all. 100 at 5 and 6 p.m. this afternoon. That would be our 18th 100-degree day so far this year. And then by this evening, temperatures will be in the 80s. All right, let's talk about something here. Here's our nemesis, okay? This is our heat high, which has been around San Antonio and South Central Texas for much of June. But it's not just San Antonio that's experiencing the heat. There's a Midwest heat wave going on too because of that heat dome. Areas across the Midwest are going to be some 20 to 30 degrees above their average. So it's actually going to be hotter in Chicago this afternoon than it is in San Antonio because they're going to be right under that heat high. Now that heat high, I'll be back just 1 second. Okay, so that heat high is going to make it even hotter as we head into the weekend. But can you see that cold front there? Yep. All right, you guys ready? Get my jacket on.
Why is that not in your storage yet?
Well, it is cold in
96.
here.
96
wow.
for the high. So get those jackets.
That's jacket weather. Here we go.
Sweater weather.
But in all seriousness, we need rain, and it just doesn't look good. You know, afternoon pop-ups today and tomorrow, and then even with that blistery cold front moving through, we only have a chance for a few isolated showers and storms. But hey, it's a weather pattern change. We'll take it. You may not need the jacket like I do, but just know that there is going to be a bit of a change from the triple-digit streak for us by Monday and Tuesday of next week. And we'll be able to update those rain chances too. I'm hoping we can up them a little bit, but by far this is not going to be like a drought denter for us. It's just something a little different than what we've been dealing with the last few days.
Yesterday, with that 10% chance of rain, our station was actually one of the
few lucky ones.
Yeah.
I know.
I got that alert where it says like moderate rain detected in your location. I was like, oh.
You run outside, peer out the window.
And something funny,
Like
RJ?
Shawshank or something.
Something funny. Sometimes that alerts you, like rain detected.
Yeah.
And it's just the bats going out.
Oh.
The bats?
Wow.
Yeah, the bats on the radar.
Why'd you go, ooh?
Bats are great. They kill all the mosquitoes.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying they
All
creep
right.
me out.
That's super interesting, though.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not realize that. Huh, it's good to know.
All right,
Bats.
some things. What is it? Saturday 102. Well, a way to stay cool. We have the Jesse Rodriguez fight.
Yeah,
the
Bam.
tech court.
My God, Bam. So Bam got honored today at Commissioner's Court. Wait to see what he got. I think they're saying he's going to give him like a key to the city or something like that.
What?
Yeah, so that happened.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah,
So he
Bam's
has
going to be
this big
fighting Saturday.
Homecoming
Tech court
fight
Saturday.
on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. So, and I know a lot of people are excited about that. Some other sports-related news. Look, we have not heard from the Spurs in a while, but they are set to make a major partnership announcement later on this afternoon at the AT&T Center. Do you want me to spoil the surprise, Alicia?
Could it be with Fred's Fish Fry?
It's not with Fred.
You don't know. You don't know because. Do you know? What do you know?
I know what they're gonna possibly announce, but it's already been leaked out there. People have already sharing.
What is it?
So the Spurs, drum roll, are gonna get a new jersey patch. Whoop, whoop.
Yay, that's awesome. I thought it was the naming of the arena.
It's
they haven't
not the
announced
naming
that,
of the
right?
arena. Yeah, so anyone, and they have not done that. So anyone who thought that has been terribly misled.
I thought it was with Fred's Fish Fry.
Maybe Fred's Fish Fry will be the jersey patch sponsor for
Can
them.
you
So
imagine?
it's been Frost for the past couple of years, but Frost is now taking over naming rights at the Rocket La Cantera. So that's what's going to happen. But apparently they're going to have a player there, and they're also going to talk about some big things that player is going to do. Also, people were freaking out because they're like, does this mean Pop is out? No, Pop's not out.
Oh,
so,
that's the other
Yeah.
rumor.
yeah, that's not happening.
All right. Well, there you have it. Thanks for the scoop.
So yeah, we'll have that more on KSAT.com and later today.
All right,
Show
you
that off.
guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to your Tuesday edition of KSAT News Now. We will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m., or at least RJ will.
Oh, I will. Hopefully. That's the
Hopefully.
case. All right, you guys have a great Tuesday.